Magic Tree House, Volume 6. Afternoon on the Amazon, Part 2. Chapter 4, Millions of Them. Jack didn't move. He kept staring down at the forest floor. What's wrong? Annie called from above. Jack didn't answer. You don't see any giant spiders, do you? Annie said. Well, no. Jack took a deep breath. We have to keep going, he thought. We have to find the special thing for Morgan. No spiders, nothing scary, said Jack, and he started down the ladder again. Jack and Annie climbed down through. Understory, finally, they stepped onto the forest floor. Only a few rays of light slanted through the gloom. The trees were very, very, very tall and very wide. Vines and moss were hanging everywhere. The ground was covered with dead leaves. Before you do anything, I'd better check the book, said Jack. He pulled out the rainforest book. He found a picture of the dark world under the treetops. He said, in the rainforest, many living creatures blend in with their surroundings. This is called camouflage. Oh man, said Jack. He closed the book and looked around. There's tons of creatures down here. We just can't see them. Really? She and Jack peered around at the quiet forest. Jack felt unseen eyes watching them. Let's hurry and find the special thing. How will we know when we find it? I think we'll just know. She headed off through the gloom. Jack followed. They crept between the huge trees and past hanging vines. And he stopped. Wait, what's that? What's what? Listen, that's a weird sound. Jack heard cracking noises. It sounded like a person walking over leaves. Jack looked around. He didn't see anyone, but the sound got louder. Was it an animal? A giant bug on that he had never named? Just that. Then the silent forest came alive. Birds took off into the air, frogs hopped over the leaves, lizards ran up the tree trunks. The weird noise grew louder and louder. Maybe the book explains it, said Jack. He opened the book. He found a picture of different animals running together. He read, when animals hear a crackling sound, they flee in panic. The sound means that 30 million flesh-eating army ants are marching through the dead leaves. It's army ants. Millions of them. Where? Jack and Annie looked around. There, Annie pointed. Army ants. Millions and millions of them were marching over the leaves. Run to the treehouse. Where is it? Said Jack, whirling it around. All the trees looked the same. Where was the rope ladder? Just run, cried Annie. Jack and Annie took off. They ran over the dead leaves. They ran between wide tree trunks. They ran past the hanging vines and mosses. They climbed over thick roots. Jack saw a clearing ahead. It was filled with sunlight. That way! Jack and Annie hurried toward the light. They pushed their way through the bushes. They burst onto the bank of a river. They stared at the slow-moving brown water. Do you think the ants will come this way? Said Annie. I don't know, but if we made a few feet into the river, we're safe. The ants won't go into the water. Come on. Look! She pointed to a big log rocking at the edge of the river. The inside of the log was dug out. It looks like a canoe, said Jack. He listened to the cracking sound in the distance. Let's get in quick. Jack shoved the book into his backpack. Then he and Annie carefully climbed into the dug-out log. Annie leaned out of it. She pushed away from the bank with her hands. Wait, said Jack. We don't have paddles. Oops, said Annie. The canoe just started moving slowly down the muddy river. Chapter 5, Pretty Fish. Squeak! Annie patted the little mouse in her pocket. It's okay, Peanut. The ants can get us in the river. We're safe, she said. Maybe safe from the ants, but where is the canoe going? Jack and Annie stared at the river. Branches spread over the water. Vines and mosses hung down from them. "We'd better look this up," said Jack. He pulled the rainforest book out of his pack and flipped through it. Soon he found a picture of a river. He read, "The Amazon River stretches over 4,000 miles from the mountains of Peru across Brazil to the Atlantic Ocean. The river basin contains over half of the rainforests in the world." Jack looked at Annie. "We're on the Amazon River. It's more than 4,000 sand miles long." "Wow." She looked at the river. She trailed her hand through the water. "I have to make some notes." He pulled his notebook out of his pack. He wrote, "The Amazon rainforest is—" "Jack, look at those pretty fish with the teeth," said Annie. "What?" Jack glanced up from his writing. Annie was pointing at some blue fish swimming near the boat. The fish had red bill eyes and razor-sharp teeth. "Watch it! Those aren't pretty fish. They're piranhas. They'll eat anything, even people." "Yikes. We better get back on shore," said Jack, putting the books in his bag. "How? We can't go in the water now, and we don't have any paddles." Jack tried to stay calm. "We need a plan." Jack stared at the river. The canoe would soon float under some vines. "I'll grab a vine and pull us to the shore." "Good idea," said Annie, as they glided under the branches. Jack stood up. The canoe rocked. He nearly fell out. "Balance the canoe," said Jack. Annie leaned to one side. Jack reached. He missed. The canoe floated under more branches. Jack reached for another thick vine. He grabbed it. It was cold and scaly. It wiggled and jerked. "Ah!" Jack screamed and fell back into the canoe. The vine was alive. It was a long green snake. The snake fell from the tree. It splashed into the water and swam away. "Oh man!" He and Annie stared at horror in each other. "What now?" said Annie, making a face. "Well, there were no vines up ahead, but there was a big branch floating on the water. Grab the branch near you. Maybe you can use it for a paddle." The canoe floated closer to the branch. Annie reached for it. Suddenly, the branch rose into the air. It was a crocodile. "Help!" screamed Annie, and she fell back into the canoe. The crocodile opened and closed its huge, long jaws, then moved past the canoe and swam up the river. "Oh man!" A screeching sound split the air. Jack and Annie jumped. "Help!" said Jack. He expected to see another terrible creature, but all he saw was a small brown monkey hanging by its tail from a tree. Chapter 6. Monkey Trouble. Squeak, squeak. Peanut poked her head out from Annie's pocket. She seemed to be yelling at the monkey. "Don't worry, Peanut," said Annie. "He's just a little monkey. He won't hurt us." But suddenly the monkey grabbed a big red fruit hanging from the tree. He hurled it at the canoe. "Watch it!" shouted Jack. The fruit fell into the water with a splash. The monkey screeched even louder. He grabbed another fruit. "Don't throw things at us," shouted Annie. But the monkey hurled the red fruit right at them. Jack and Annie ducked again and again. The fruit splashed into the water. "Stop that!" But the monkey only waved his arms and screeched again. "Oh, brother, I don't believe this." The monkey grabbed the third fruit and hurled it at Jack and Annie. It landed inside the canoe with a thump. Annie grabbed the fruit. She stood up and threw it back at the monkey. She missed. The canoe rocked. Annie almost fell out. The monkey screeched even louder. "Go away! You're the meanest thing in the world." The monkey stopped screeching. He looked at Annie, then he swung away into the forest. "I think I hurt his feelings." "Who cares? He shouldn't throw things." "Uh-oh, it's raining now." "What?" Jack looked up. A raindrop hit him in the eye. "Oh no, I don't believe this." "What do you expect? It is the rain forest." A gust of wind blew the canoe. Thunder rolled in the sky. "A river is a bad place to be in a storm," said Jack. "We have to get back to the shore right now." "But how?" said Annie. "We can't wade or swim. The piranhas, the snake, and the crocodile will get us." Screeching split the air again. "Oh no, The bratty monkey was back. This time the monkey was pointing a long stick at the canoe. Jack crouched down. Was the monkey going to hurl the stick at them like a spear? Annie jumped up, faced the monkey. "Watch it! He's nuts," said Jack. But the monkey just stared at Annie, and Annie just stared back at him. After a long moment, the monkey seemed to smile. Annie smiled back. "What's going on? He wants to help us. Help us how?" The monkey held out the long stick. Annie grabbed the other end. The monkey pulled on the stick. The canoe started flowing toward him. The monkey pulled the canoe all the way to the bank of the river. That is it for today's video. See you next time. Bye.